So it's been a while since I did a last video. Last video was May 2015. It's now January 2016, so I figured might as well do something kind of impromptu. I didn't really kind of plan this out. I have little notes I made just here and there, just some brief subjects I want to touch upon. As you can tell, room's a mess. I just don't really care. I just felt like kind of doing it there, just get done working out, and I figured, well, why not? Just kind of do a quick little update. So since the last video, lots of things have been going on, changes pretty much against my will, things I didn't want to have happen. Just basically my life just went downhill pretty quickly. Got laid off from my job back in July. Things pretty much were, there was always warning signs. As soon as we got bought up by another company, the previous job I was at, it's like we all knew we had targets on our back. We always knew we had targets on our back to begin with. I mean, even with the current people we were at the time, my employer, before we got acquired by another company. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing shady signs start happening. Like all of a sudden, benefits disappeared. And we were never really kind of brought in with the group. We were always kind of segregated out. And then come late June, as I was 2 days away from signing a lease for a brand new apartment to go into to get out of this shit shack that I'm currently in, which currently has a gas leak and also water dripping down from the ceiling in my bedroom over here behind me from the landlord shower he refuses to fix. Well, guess what? He's not getting paid rent because I'm taking that money and fixing the shit instead. But 2 days before I was going to sign a lease to get into a new apartment, I got laid off. I got called off by my boss's boss, pretty much, just about, and said, hey, guess what? You're out of a job. Thanks for all your hard work. You're one of the best employees we have. You're being let go because basically seniority. Lower end of the stack there, higher ups basically said, okay, we just need to cut 2 positions out. So it's myself and another hard worker, and we just basically were let go because of our seniority or lack of it. I was there for almost 5.5 years, a little over 5.5 years, and all my other coworkers had 8+. So they got to stay. I got the boot bottom of the shaft. It happens. There's nothing about it there. It's just basically pure, business decision. It wasn't just like, okay, you're not performing, go, but what can you do? So I have to stay in my current apartment here. I'm trying to get back on my feet. I'm employed now. I finally got hired almost in November with my new company at a job that I'm not thrilled about because of long-standing issues. I'm not going to go into it with it here. So I'm not happy with where I'm at currently right now. I would definitely like to get something different, but there's nothing else out there. This was the first job that came along in over 4.5 months just about, and I had to leap at it because my unemployment I got for when I got laid off was for 6 months, and I got hired around 4.5 months into it. And I was applying everywhere nonstop. I was applying out of state. There was a company in Tucson that was hiring, and they were interested in me moving out to be a supervisor in the call center, and they didn't want to do an interview via Skype, like through the webcam here. They wanted me to spend my own money to fly out, spend my own money in a hotel, stay for 2 to 3 days while I did interviews, and I was not even assured the job at that point. So, and I'm on, unemployment, which is barely paying the bills at that point. So, there was no way that was going to happen. They refused to budge on do a phone interview or Skype or anything like that, so that did not pan out. And then local jobs just didn't work here either. They're just basically trying to get me in for either positions here for supervisory work and then try to change up on the contract or just, shady stuff all around. So I'm working at home again. I'm doing tech support. If you know me, then you know exactly who I'm working for. I'm not really going to say their name on here because I'm not sure if I'm going to make it public or not, but it's just like I'm not happy at my current job. I'm trying my best, but it's just not working out for me right now. Shortly after I got, right before I got laid off, I lost my health care benefits. And then my thyroid stopped working. For like the first time in like 8 or 9 years, my thyroid just stopped. It had been borderline before when I had the surgery, to the point where medication was going to be overkill if I was on it, but then it just stopped. I could feel my nails got super brittle. My hair started to fall out even more, which is kind of hard to tell when you're already bald, but when you start looking on the side, you can see it getting even worse. Basically, all the signs for my hypothyroidism came back, and I gained at least almost 20 pounds. I went from 250 pounds. I never got below 250. I was leveled off at that, could not get below that weight no matter what I did. I even made sure I was upping my exercise, and I was eating at one point 700 calories a day, which is not really too good, even if you've had weight surgery like myself. And I just could not get below 250. That was my lowest weight, so I figured that's just going to be my set weight if I get back to that. So my thyroid went out, and I gained 20 pounds. I went up to 270 pounds, and it was absolutely, it was just like the worst thing to have happen. When you've lost 150 pounds, when you've been 400 pounds before, and you've seen what your life is, we don't have a life from being that overweight and being that miserable, and you start gaining weight after being through everything that you've been through to get to this point, it is the scariest shit in the world. There's no other way to say it here. There is just no way around it. That is the most frightening thing ever. For me, I want to keep this off. I want to get below 250. My ideal goal is 220 pounds. That's what I want to be at. If I stay at 250, that's fine. I always fluctuate around 2 to 3 pounds, anywhere from 250 to 253. That's fine. I can live with that and be happy. But when my thyroid stopped, I gained 20 pounds, and I started to freak out because I was exercising still. I was still following the diet. I was measuring out at least 6 ounces of food, no more, every single meal. So I was watching what I was eating. I wasn't eating junk food or anything like that. If I did, it was like one time, very sparsely, and hardly ever. So I've been following through on it, and my thyroid is off, and there's nothing I could do. Doctors couldn't treat it because, one, I didn't have health insurance, so I wasn't going to go and rack up a huge bill, and two, the blood test to have your thyroid checked is over $1,000. So for months, my thyroid was completely out, and there was just nothing I could do about it. It's slowly starting to come back and start functioning again because I've been slowly dropping off the weight. I've, like I said, still been exercising, still been watching my diet. I'm down to, today I was down to 256, so it's been slowly coming off through the months. Mostly recently in the last month and a half, so it's just starting to come back down, which is making me a lot happier. So it's making me relax a little bit more. Not really a whole lot more to say than that, other than, it's just, I'm still here in this crappy apartment, still trying to think of things to do. Housework just keeps piling up, so I'm trying to stay on top of that, keep things clean and organized. It's getting harder every single day, especially with the job I'm in right now. I'm not paying as much as my old job, and then there's pay issues on top of it, so I don't have money that's supposed to be owed to me. It just compounds on top of the extra stress. So it's not been a really good past couple of months, but I've been busy trying to keep staying, try to keep myself going, and just keep taking it one day at a time. It's all I can really do at this point. So it has been quite some time since my last video. It's January 17th, almost 3 o'clock in the morning right now. I need to take a shower, get some sleep. I did overtime today, or before. I did 12 hours today. I'm doing 11 hours today. I'm not doing any more overtime for this job. It's not worth it. I'm not going to invest the type of energy into it, therefore, where I'm just pretty much getting slapped down for whatever I try to do. So it's not worth it at all. So I am going to stop this video, and if you see it, cool. If not, whatever. But I'm still around. I'm still kicking. I'll make another video probably in my 2 years, or maybe something else happens interesting before then. So see you around.